Hello, welcome to Accounting Hub. I am George Carpin, PhD in accounting, and our topic today is departmental cost allocation reciprocal method. And by the way, we have two other methods, direct method and step method. We have video about them, and they are in our video description. When we talk about departmental approach, uh, so sorry. Departmental approach classifies manufacturing department into production and service department. This approach involves three phases. We will be working with the first two. Uh, Number one, trace all direct costs and allocate indirect costs to the production departments and service departments. Two, and this number one is the same for the three methods. Allocate the service department cost to the production department. This is the difference among the methods. And then allocate production department cost to products. That is the same as any other job costing, or even process costing. So let's go to our Excel file. And here we are. If you are a regular here, whoa, let's delete it because we will do it together. Okay, this number should be here. And here we are. So, if you are a regular here, you already know that. If you are a new one, I want to let you know that all of our Excel files, they are free, and the link to download it is in our video description. So here we are. We have two cost drivers, labor hours and machine hours, because we have two overhead costs. Indirect labor, that the cost driver will be labor hours, and indirect materials, that the cost driver will be machine hours. So these are the number of hours given by the production departments. These are the costs given by the financial accounting department. And the phase one, allocate these two costs here to our uh, department, service and production. So direct labor hours or labor hours, here they are. Whoa, production two, total, here they are. It's easier if we work with percentage instead of hours. So let's do it the percentage, 5,500 divided by the total. Let's fix the total here and copy and paste here. We have our numbers. Machine hours. Here we are. Oh, and the total. And percentage, the same. 550 divided by 6.9 thousand. And we fix it. And we also have the same 100%. Now let's allocate this cost. Direct costs, they are already traced. So no math is needed. And the total, sum here. And let's copy and paste the sum formula. Okay. Indirect labor here, 65,000. Let's fix it. Times percentage for service one. Copy and paste, we will have percentage for service two, production one, production two. Indirect materials, the same, 18,000. Let's fix it. Times the percentage. And copy and paste here. And the total, we only need to sum all of our costs. And we have the same 152 here, because we are not increasing or decreasing costs. We are only allocating them. So what is the percentage of relationship among them? Service one, 40% of the time was allocated to service two, 28 to production one, sorry, 32 to production two. Service two, 20% for service one, 85 for production one, and 55 for production two. And here we have the problem. We have the service departments working together. Working. Service one works for service two works for service one. And this is not possible to do it using direct method, that we don't consider this relationships, or step method that we need to delete the service 2 to service 1 because we cannot go uh, to the right to the left and to the left to the right again. So reciprocal, that is why we call it reciprocal, because we work with this with simultaneous equation. So first step here, we need to solve this service 1 and service 2 costs. So the cost of the service 1 will be 18,391 plus 20% of the service 2 department. And the service 2 department, the cost will be 9,958 plus 40% of the service 1 department. So we need to fix this equation system here, or this simultaneous equation. Let's work with the service 1. Service 1 equal to 18,391 plus 20% of service 2. How much is the cost of service 2? 9,958 plus 40% times service 1. And then if we fix it, we will find service 1, 22,155. And we have a problem with this method. If we change any number here, we need to solve this equation again. And the service 2, if we have the service 1 here, we only change this service 1 by this number here, and we will have this service 2, 18,819 and 90 cents. And this is not so precise as well. We will see it later. And then we have these numbers. We don't have these allocations anymore. So now we have the numbers here. Service 1 to production department. Service 1 to production department, 28. Service 1 to production 2 department, 32. Allocation amount. We don't have this one in any cell here, so we need to type it. And that is very bad, because it's very bad to type numbers. But let's do it. 22,155 times 28%. Copy and paste the formula. 7,090. And if we sum it, we had the 13, but it doesn't. It is not. So it doesn't make sense to have this total. Service 2 to production 1, service 2. Here we have them in cell, so that is okay. But we will not change it if we change the numbers. So also useless. Oops, sorry. 25% service 2 to production 1, 55% from service 2 to production 2. And now the allocation amount. This one, let's fix it, times 25, and then times 55. Plus phase 1. Phase 1, production 1, 59. Production 2, 64. So the total cost for product 1 will be service 1 plus service 2 plus phase 1, 69. Copy and paste for production 2, 82. Now we combine them, and we will have the same 152 here. The same 152 here. So this is the reciprocal method using simultaneous equation. That is good. You have it, but not so good, especially if you have a lot of service departments. If you have 10 service departments, you need to solve 10 equations. And then with simultaneous equations, using 10 equations, it's quite hard to solve it. However, there is a alternative method, reciprocal alternative method here. We have the same numbers here, the same allocations here. And what do we have? We have a new column here with the total. And the total is this total here. And now we will also have simultaneous equation, but in a different way. For instance, let's do the production 1. cost here. Production 1 cost will be 59 plus 28% of service 1 department plus 25% of production 1 department. And then let's arrange these numbers. Production 1 less 28% of service 1 less 25% of service 2 equal 59. And then we have this simultaneous equation, however, solving them with matrices. And how do we do with matrices? It is much more calc than accounting now. We need to create two matrices. The first one with the coefficients, the second one with the total. So the total here will be the same here. However, how do we do that? Let's do the production 1 department here. Less 28% of service 1. So let's hear. Production 1 less 28% of service 1 less 25% of service 2. Production 1 is the P1 here, so it is 100%. P2, nothing. We cannot leave it blank. Nothing. Production 2 will be 100% of the production 2 department, so 100% of this 64 here. Nothing for production 1, because here we have nothing here on production 2. And then this last 32 and last 55. So if we do here, it's the negative transpose numbers here. The service 1 here, 100%, less 20% of service 2, nothing production 1, nothing production 2. Service 2, 40%, service 1, 100%, nothing and nothing. And here we have a diagonal here, 100, 100, 100, 100, because we need it. Because how do we solve it? We solve it with the inverse of these matrices times or multiplied by these matrices here. How do we do it on Excel? Let's delete it here. Oh, let me double check here. Yes, very good. So how do we do that? First of all, if our answer will also be a matrix, so we need to select the matrix here. And how do we do that? The matrix the matrix formulas in Excel is M. So M. So we will multiply the inverse of this matrix by this second matrix here. So M mult is the multiply of this matrix. The inverse of this one, so M inverse this one, comma, this second one here. A tricky one. We don't push enter because we are not working with one cell. We are working with matrix. So Control, Shift, Enter. And we have our numbers here. So here, Control plus Shift plus Enter. And this is our costs. It's solved. We don't need any other math. So if we do that, 22, it matches with the 22 here. 18, we match, and this is much more precise. So we don't have everything 100% matched. And production 1 here, production 2 here. And if we combine the two production costs, we will have the same 152 here. And we have it. What is easier if we change any number here, for instance, instead of 40, it's 40, 5, and then 27. Let's see here. Yes, we have 100%. And we also have the numbers, the new numbers here, and everything is matched again. So we can play with our numbers. Hey guys, so this one, it requires much more math knowledge, but the Excel does everything for us, so it's quite easy as well. So guys, thank you so much. If you have questions or comments, leave it here or email me at jscarping@gmail.com. Subscribe our channel, like our video, like our Facebook page, Accounting Hub by Dr. Scarping. And have a very nice day, and God bless you.